So guys, welcome back to The Graft. Here we are at the Ivy house. Last week you saw us get power onto the site. Michael helped remove all of the ivy from the front of the house. We found a super old fuse box. Well, we chucked it straight away as soon as we found it and started to dismantle the bay window. Rip out the carpet and strip the walls back to brick. This week we get the rest of the bay window out and show you a top tip to remove plaster from the walls. Michael creates a template of the bay window and removes the guttering, and we number and save bricks from the bay ready for us to reinstate. So what I'm doing, guys, you can just see here, I'm taking the render off all the way along, all the way along here. And the reason being this lead work here is trapped behind it. And obviously I want to pull this lead work out. So the only way I can do it, and you can see it's got these old clips in, that's what they used to be in the olden days. If I can pull that out later, yeah, you go, look, that's what used to hold the lead in years ago. Don't know what these are actually called, but that's what used to hold the lead in. And you can see there's another one over here as well. There's not one there, it's just that one. So there can only two at the moment, but see, all I'm going to do is knock that out. There you go. And then lift that one up out of the way. So lift that and then hopefully pull this, move it now. There we go, that lead's coming down. Now, the great thing about this lead, I will not throw it away. I will, as we do with everything, we keep all our lead, we keep all our copper. It then comes to near Christmas, we then weigh it all in, and that helps towards the Christmas dinner and drinks.
I'm now starting to strip some of the lath and plaster ceiling from the bay and also taking off all the relevant moulding and fascias.
Right, you can see this is quite firmly in, so feeling the way it is at the moment, I would definitely guarantee a lot of the time they used to build the sills in, they used to run the sills through and they used to build them into the brickwork at the bottom. So I'm definitely going to chop that out from the inside so I can get my bar in and then wiggle it out. Going to get a little bit of a tap at the top.
Just tap it in, give it a little tappy.
There we go, look at that. There's one out. So same again here, look, plaster in there. All I'm going to do is just dig that out, like that. Get my bar in. See it? That's what I'm doing. Just jamming it, nice and gentle. There we go, so done that. Whole thing should just, and then what I'll do, I'll try and rip it out. I'll use the weight of the actual bay to let it drop out itself. You see? There you go, boom. There we go. You see these? What do you think these are, guys? I'm not going to tell you what these are, but hopefully you'll be able to see what they are. Make sure you put a comment down below what you think they are. Hey guys, a massive thank you to all you people who watched the video last week and subscribed to the channel. And one of the comments came from Extreme Shares, and I want to just share this little bit of a detailed comment with you because he'd asked where we source architects and structural engineers. And if I told you it's at the tip of your fingertips, would you believe me? Well, it is. So let me show you. You log into TruTrade, you then look on the left hand side of the column and you can see you've got professional services. So you click into professional services, then you see all of these array of people there to do with the construction industry. So Extreme Shares had asked about architects. So what you do, you click on architects, then all of your architects come up locally to you. You put your postcode in and you can actually see who that is. You then, if you want to search then for your structural engineers, you can then search for your structural engineers. So yes, it's all at your fingertips. This is what TruTrade is about. You can see on the left-hand side of the column, there's loads and loads of information and resources at the end of your fingertips, and it's all free. That's what we've been building in the background for the last year and a half. So let's now crack on with episode 2 of the Ivy House. So this is what I was saying about earlier. In the olden days, they'd put like wood and timber in, look. So they'd put this timber in here to the mortar joint, put another one in here, another at the top. And the reason they've done that is because then they can get a great mechanical fixing in there. Obviously, a lot of the time, they just nail straight into there. So now I've really exposed, got a lot of ventilation coming in. It's going to be a nicer environment for me to work in. Because what I'm going to actually do now, I'm absolutely just going to smash all these walls off. I'll put a proper face mask on so I can breathe, so I'm not, because I do suffer with that if I get too much dust down my throat. The one thing I like about these, I actually purchased this from Screwfix because it was the cheapest place actually. And the JSP that is, great mask. I'll put my name on it so then people will know it's mine, so we don't like kind of keep using each other's masks. But the thing I really like at the way it comes in this packet. So look, you can seal it all off. So once you finish it, you can then put you can obviously clean it, put your cover back on, but it's like, it seals. So that means you're not then getting and you've got somewhere to carry around for the next job. There's two methods of taking plaster off a wall. Old style plaster I'm talking about now. Now there's the hammer method and the shovel method, right? Now sometimes you can't always get off with the shovel, so you use the hammer, and all you do is you tap like that all the way along, like this. You see it, look, you see it? Just dropping off. So that's what you can do, yeah, but now because I know this wall will absolutely fly off, so I don't have to keep using more energy up by using, see look, that's rendered there, look, you see it? I've done something there. So what I'll actually do, because I know that'll come off really easy, I'll actually use my 3/4 shovel because it's just easier. Check out how easy it is for the plaster coming off the walls now, guys, and see how dusty the rooms are actually getting. It's really important that we do wear our masks, even though sometimes, very limited times, I don't wear a mask, but it's so important. Probably noticed by me tapping the wall a little bit, just loosens it and then the shovel just clears it. So I'm using a little bit of the both methods. As you can see, guys, it's flying off the wall, ready for us to cut a walkway through to the second room at the back. Then we can then start in the other rooms and let's see how Michael's getting on with the template.
The idea of the template is so we can deconstruct the brickwork, can number all the bricks up, take them off site, have them cleaned up, and get them ready for when we rebuild the bay up. This template helps us guide just exactly where the bay was originally. When constructing the template, we're quite simply just wanting to find the angles of the main wall, the first reveal of the bay, and then the front.
We'll mark on their top, because in 6 months' time, or whatever month's time it is, we need to remember that we've actually, which way it is around. We can then take that down the farm with all of the bricks. We'll get a pallet here, palletise everything. That goes then, that template with the bricks down to the farm on the way. And then when we're ready to reconstruct the bay, we've got the template to run to it, mate. Boom. We have a concrete 6x4 concrete lintel. And what I want to do is make a metre opening size here. And what we're going to do is take out some of these bricks at this height, put a concrete lintel in all the way across there, and then cut down. We're going to then cut a width of 1 metre wide. That means we can get the diggers and dumpers in and out quite comfortably, and then we can take this brickwork out. So that's what Ian's going to do when he gets back here. We'll then start looking at taking this bay off now, and then obviously getting the plaster off on this side. We can then dismantle the concrete still on the outside, and then we can start to number the bricks and get that organised as well.
If we just keep clear down here, I'll get this gutter off Because it is loose
no,
and it
tell
is
you
dangerous.
what, leave the gutter on. We'll put elephant trunking on that outlet and drop it down here instead of it bleeding all over.
All right, okay.
Because we've got elephant trunking on the other job, haven't we?
If you just have a look up though, like,
It's really loose.
It is very loose, aye.
Oh, okay. So if you cast the ladder onto the parapet,
Yeah.
and then what we'll do is we'll get the crowbar this end. So if it then suddenly goes,
Yeah.
that's what we
I
do,
think- I
mate.
think I
Okay.
will. Unless you want me to temp fix it.
No, mate. No, to be honest, mate, it ain't gonna be long before we get the scaffold at the front anyway, mate.
Okay.
Because I'm going to speak to the scaffold and say, look, I want the scaffold up across there, but I want to make sure I can get through here with the poles.
Yeah.
So that means people can be stripping the roof while we're cracking on down there, you know what I mean? So hopefully that will lock onto that parapet for us either side.
I'll just move off, Ryan, just in case.
Yeah.
It might be the ladder holding it on, so just disturb it.
Okay, mate, hopefully it'll hit that parapet. Yeah, that should be all right, mate, shouldn't it?
Bang on that, yeah.
Just let it go, mate.
Incoming!
There you go, mate.
Will you get a preformed roof or you cast it yourself?
No, so basically what we're going to do is the roof on this, we'll end up getting trusses in, but it'll be like pocket joist. So basically what happens is the rafter comes down, but then it creates a massive pocket, so it drops the floor down. We've done them before in a few of the builds, and what it means is that you can then gain extra head height in the loft, and then obviously because these ceilings are so high, you can push the ceilings down because we're ripping everything out, you see, so it's a win-win-win.
Start again.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. What we're going to do now is we're going to start dismantling the bay. So we've got to be quite careful when we come to do this because we want to try and keep every brick. So you can see how they used to cast the sills in the olden days. Look, see this beautiful old sill. It's got a capillary drip in here as well. And what you've got, you see where they turn the brick 9 inch over, and on the back they've just stepped forward enough to create the lip, and then they render the front and then cast the sill like this. Pretty simple, isn't it? So all I'm going to do is take off this header, because basically this is like a header brickwork that you'll have going all the way along. A massive thank you to all you guys that subscribed last week. It really did pay off. So please, what we have noticed is all you guys watching this channel, if you love the content that we produce, definitely hit that subscribe button and definitely hit the notification bell. Thank you so much. I know it sounds a little bit thing, but I always look, you can see actually that brick there is cracked, but it doesn't matter because I'll have another brick that isn't as important as these ones here. These are so important to make sure you don't damage them. So they're my ones I don't want to damage. Now when I attack it, I don't always go underneath here, because obviously giving it impact onto the side, it means it's pushing and driving this. It's not actually driving the brick, which is really important, because the one thing you don't want to do is crack the brick. So hopefully now it's that. Here you go, look. So what I'm doing is marking up my bricks. Now obviously I know this is broken, but what that's telling me is there's got to be a brick got to go in there. That's number 2. That's going to be number 3. Take the dust off there. Number 4. Hopefully it'll go, Michael.
Yeah, oh, it's just caught on a bit of root.
Caught a bit of root.
Oh, we're keeping that plant.
Yeah, let's pick it up, Rick. Okay, mate. That's it, and then we'll spin it there, can't we, Michael?
Right, you ready?
Will it spin? Yep, that's it, mate. Can we pick it up again, Mike?
Yep.
Ready? Okay, there we go. Pick it up again, mate, if we can. There you go.
That's it.
That's that, mate.
Yep.
That'll work, won't it, mate?
Oh, thank God, a porta potty.
So guys, now we got the loo in, which we were really desperate for, because you know it's like no toilet on the site. It's absolutely agony. You have to then disappear down the shops, which takes time and money out of your project. So it's really key. A massive thank you to the Portaloo people who delivered this the same day that we phoned up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to now clear off the rest of these walls and get ready to cut the hole in the wall. So what we're going to do is take down the straggly bits now, the lath and plaster that are there, a little bit to take down here, some odds and sods around here got to come down, they can all come down. We've got to get the actual small little mini breakers on these walls because that's actually cement render which is on there. Obviously must have been a bit of damp proofing done at some time, but pretty much this room is wrapped up except for the lintel that's going to go in here. Going to put that across there, then put an opening through here. That means exactly what we've done in this room, we can do in the next room and just move all the shit straight out to the front into the skip. The only thing I've got to do now is got to wait for that skip to disappear because it's not our skip, and then I can then apply for a permit to get another skip there. So what we'll probably end up doing is not stripping the room tomorrow as planned. What we'll probably actually do is then get rid of all the rubbish in the backyard. Can't be in the back garden, mate. So that's the way we'll do it. So at least then I can then push for getting the scaffold up at the front, scaffold up at the back. That means we can have a group of guys on the roof, stripping all the roof, and then a group of guys then working in here. So that's the way we can do it, isn't it? So basically what we're going to do now, for the last hour, we're going to clear all this shit. We're going to get it down to the farm, get it all cleared off so it's all nice and tidy. Have a good sweep around because we want to keep the neighbours happy, don't we? Happy site. What is it? Clean site, happy site, isn't it? Something like that, they say. So guys, we're another step closer to clearing the house. But as you guys have been asking and saying in the comment box, where's Churchill? So I'm telling you where Churchill is, guys. You will definitely see the finishing video of Churchill, but we have to finish off the railings. And my apologies that we just need to get over the line with the railings, and then you'll see this beautiful detailed video showing all of the beautiful things that we're doing within Churchill on the finishing details. Next time, you'll see us cut the hole in the wall, and what we'll then be doing is bringing the diggers and the dumpers through. So see you next week. Have a great week, guys. Take care.